Hello everybody, how you doing? Bob here. Thought I would come on and talk about a stack of records that I found recently that are not only very musically sophisticated, but sound amazing. One of those records is a long time Grail record for me that I have been searching and searching for. It's quite expensive, hard to find. There is one vinyl pressing of the record, and it is fantastic. It is probably going to end up being, personally, my best find of the year. We'll see. I've already found some really great records this year. It's crazy, including Freddie Hubbard's Red Clay. Woo! Was looking for that for quite some time. Anyway, let's get into it. It's a small stack, but like I said, it's really good stuff. So here we go. Found this one for around $10. Pablo Live, John Coltrane, the Paris concert. Now this is what you didn't get to hear on Afro Blue Impressions. So it's the same concert. This is just the stuff that didn't make it on. It sounds great. It's a perfect example of what it might have been like to go see John Coltrane, Jimmy Garrison, Elvin Jones in concert. Pablo, they do awesome pressings. It's very carefully done. Nice Pablo label. I'm a big fan of what Pablo does. I've been looking for some of the more big titles on Pablo to start my Pablo collection. Pretty cool looking cover. This is a great record, inexpensive, highly suggested. Next, a record that I found down at Half Price Books for $6.99. It was in the world music section because it is Indian classical music by the artist Shankar. Now, not Ravi Shankar, L. Shankar, which was in a group with John McLaughlin and Zakir Hussain called Shakti. This is a fantastic record. He's playing this very unique instrument built by Ken Parker, the Parker guitar fame. Ken Parker made a guitar called the Fly, came out back in the 90s, and it was a very unique instrument. It was popular for some time, and they're still available. But Ken is mostly known for a very high-end archtop guitar. He's a very meticulous man and a genius in his own right. I digress. This record in particular is dedicated to John McLaughlin, and for good reason. Shankar here is absolutely shredding on this instrument, and it's a lot of kind of John McLaughlin licks and motifs and things. You can tell they spent a lot of time together. Zakir Hussain is also on this, on the tablas. I love that. And it's a really great sounding record. I did mention it was on ECM, and it is in that spirit. If you're looking to get into some music that is not just typical jazz or Americanized music in general, ECM is a great place to start. Here's a record that I have passed on so many times, and I was waiting for a super clean copy. And I was roaming around in an antique mall, getting very discouraged. I wasn't finding a whole lot, and way off in the corner, I rolled up on a guy who had a little nice looking display. Everything was nicely labeled, and he had this record right out front. AC/DC, for those about to rock, we salute you. And I thought, ooh, I've been looking for that. It's $20. I thought, no, that's a little high. And then I pulled out the vinyl and looked at it, and holy smokes, is this thing clean. I mean, it looks so good. Mastered by Robert Ludwig, and oh my God, Robert Ludwig can do no wrong, evidently. The guitar sounds on this are gigantic. I mean, as soon as you turn it on, it's just like, you get that kind of dent thing that Angus does a lot. and then and it's like, holy shit. I mean, the guitar is massive. Vocal sound, I mean, Robert Ludwig mastered this thing to perfection. Back in Black as well, but this one, wow, it sounds great. This is a fantastic sounding AC/DC record, and it's just killer from all the way from start to finish. If you ask me right now, what was the best concert that I ever went to? I would tell you it was AC/DC. Freedom Hall, which is a big shed here in Louisville, back row, all the way back against the wall. Free ticket, didn't have any expectations, and they came out and rocked my face off for 2.5 hours. Just killed. AC/DC, for those about to rock, we salute you. Yeah. Next, I was down at Guest Room Records here in town, and I saw this in their sort of new arrivals best of the best crate. And I thought, ooh, that looks cleaner than the one I have. Cannonball Adderley and Bill Evans know what I mean on the blue Riverside label. This was $40, and I thought, that's super clean. And I kind of carried it around the store for a while, and instead of buying a Blue Note Classic Series record that day, I bought this. I get it home, I pull my copy out, and lo and behold, my copy is near mint perfect. And I'm like, ah, crap. This one, a little noisy, ultrasonically cleaned it a couple times on the Humming Guru device, and it quieted down quite a bit. That was very nice. I was really discouraged before that. I thought, man, this thing is noisy. It's not as good as my other one. I screwed up big time, and then I cleaned it. I ran it through twice, and it's almost silent now, thankfully. It's a nice copy to have. You know, I may or may not keep it. Jeffrey Lee Puckett has 3 copies, so I'm not going to be able to trade it to him. But I have other friends that have records, so if one of them has something that I have to have and they want this, well, we might make a trade. This is a great record, though. Beautiful rendition of Waltz for Debbie on here. The whole it's one of my favorite jazz records, and if you see it and it's clean, pick it up. It's great. All right, let's get into it. This is probably going to be the best record I find all year, and we're in January. I've been searching for this record. Here in Kentucky, bluegrass music is a thing. And, you know, here, North Carolina, there's a few other spots, but here, bluegrass is a big deal. We are the bluegrass state. So, I do have quite a selection of bluegrass records, and this is one that is really hard to find. There's one vinyl pressing. It is on the Sugar Hill label. Yeah. And it is a fantastic record. The late, great, legend, possibly the most greatest and best bluegrass guitar picker of all time, Tony Rice, Church Street Blues. I can't express to you in words how fantastic this record is. It's mostly just Tony and Clarence White's, or as a lot of people call it, the White Rice D28 guitar. You would know this guitar because it has an enlarged sound hole that's been cut out. Tony is well known for playing it, as well as Clarence White. So it's mostly him and that guitar. There's a lot of vocal tracks on here. Tony is an excellent singer and clearly the finest bluegrass guitar player. This is a fantastic record. Super difficult to find. Here is that Sugar Hill label. Love the cover. Love everything about this record. There's copies on eBay for $299. So it's a real problem to find this record. If you see it, do not hesitate. If it's like priced cheaply, don't debate it. Just buy it. So now there are a few other Tony Rice records that I need to find. I have quite a few, but Me and My Guitar is the next big Tony Rice Grail. Tony passed away a few years ago, and it was a major hit. So these records are increasingly rare. One thing I will tell you, a little kind of funny thing. Bluegrass guitar player Brian Sutton, he's a beast of a player. I mean, a beast. He's been doing some live streams, and he has all of the Tony Rice records pinned on the wall behind him. You know, he just stuck them up there with some stick pins, thinking, "Oh, that looks cool." I bet he has no idea how expensive this record is. Unbelievable. Fantastic sounding record. I mean, it sounds great. Anyway, yeah. Tony Rice, Church Street Blues. Bill Evans, Cannonball Adderley. Know What I Mean. Great cover, great record on Riverside. AC/DC. For those about to rock, we salute you. That guitar. Shankar. Look at this instrument. It's like some type of double neck violin thing. I'm not even sure how to play it, but. John Coltrane, the Paris concert. Very cool. Anyway, yeah. All right, guys and gals. Until we meet again.